Howdy, thank you for your time today in reviewing a quadruple net theory analysis of Century Square performed by Team Nothing But Quadruple Net. My name is Jenny Grace Sholander-Clark, and I'll be covering the sensory value of Century Square. Throughout my analysis of the project, I found the majority of my research was conducted through numerous physical site inspections completed by myself and teammates, among other classmates in the MLPD program. Other primary methods of research included both Century Square and Midway's websites, personal interviews with project staff. Secondary sources included in project research vary with each sense analyzed. Analysis of information gathered was simple due to self-explanatory nature of the content and plethora of information available. In analyzing and researching into the visual impact of Century Square, primary resources mentioned before and guidelines published by the Texas Historical Commission were used. Between cooperation of numerous distinguished artists and a partnership with Texas A&M, Century Square's visual impact is nothing less of astounding. Art installations such as the Texas flag book wall in the George and water fountain in the square all complement each other and help distinguish one space from another. Accompanying the visual impact gathered upon site analysis was the varying sense of smell carried throughout the site. Sufficient data of project smells and smell sources were easily accounted for through first-hand site visits. With roughly 13 different food vendors attributing to the project's overall odor, in addition to the site's main trash disposal being quietly tucked away and camouflaged, incredible attention to detail with regard to effects on olfactory senses is evident. Flowering plants, though incomplete due to an ongoing construction, follow some civic green space guidelines laid out in a University of Texas publication. Researching into the sense of touch further enlightened me to new information about good urban design. For instance, with roughly 74,000 square feet of textured paving throughout the site, effects may be felt unconsciously, used to increase artistic appeal, control the speed of both pedestrian and vehicular traffic, and signal gathering spaces as opposed to quiet ones. According to material provided by Midway, Century Square features are compliant with the American Disabilities Act per Texas A&M regulations. Upon initial site visit, the most noticeable sources of sound were that of traffic on University Drive and construction throughout the property. Final landscaping will mitigate these issues through planting trees, acting as a sort of acoustic foam, and completion will properly encourage pedestrian traffic through the property's roughly 2 acres of open space and numerous quiet areas. After surveying a handful of the 13 food venues on property, we discovered new favorite meals among teammates. According to Century Square's website, some culinary activities have potential to be planned within the development in the future, but during construction they are limited to individual restaurants. Other taste limitations noticed due to construction were the lack of publicly accessible water features and information on edible plants. In summary, our team recognized the sensory element of design seemed to be particularly noticeable in the current stage of development. It was fascinating to consider how the sensory value could both enhance and be enhanced despite construction issues.